Good afternoon to all. So I hope you fine and safe at your home. So last class we discussed a new chapter. The name of the chapter is The Light on the Hills. Do you remember that? Yes. So the name of the chapter is The Light on the Hills. Yes. So do you remember who is the author? Do you remember that? Who is the author of this chapter? Yes, Lucy Clifford. Yes. Now, do you remember what's the story in that chapter and what's the message you got this? Do you remember that? Yes, in the story there is a boy and a little girl, and the little girl inspired the boy to draw the picture, to draw a painting very perfectly, and he know the hard working, what's the importance of hard working. So finally he know the importance of hard working and he drew a beautiful painting, and all of them are accept that. So last class we complete that, and a lot of question answers are there. Just we can read the question answers. After that we can move to the activities of this chapter. A lot of activities are there. After that we can move to the next. Okay. So are you ready? Yes. Very good. Now take page number 84. Have you ever painted a picture? Have you ever painted a picture? I know that lot of you are artists and you know how to draw very beautifully. So you all are painted very well. What are the things you will do to make your painting beautiful? What are the things that you add or that you make your painting beautifully? It's up to you. You write this answer at your own way. Okay. So the next question. How, according to the girl, can the boy make people feel happy while looking at the picture? According to the girl, can the boy make people feel happy while looking at his picture? What's the importance of that? Why the people feel happy? So what's the influence for that? So read the paragraph first and write the answer. Now third, it's a beautiful world. What makes the little girl say so? So here is a quotation, that is, it's a beautiful world. So the girl says that it's a beautiful world. What makes the little girl say so? Why she so like that? Write it your own way. Now fourth one, what is described as a sin by the boy? What's the word described sin? What's the meaning of that? And it describes sin by the boy. Now fifth, what according to the girl should we do when we want to give our best? Fifth question, what according to the girl should we do when we want to give our best? A big tragedy struck the family. What was the tragedy? What was the tragedy in that family? So I know that all of you know the answer. Next, why was the boy reluctant to go to the same field once again? Why the boy feel so sad to once again to go that field? What's the reason behind that? What was the desire in the boy's heart? What was the desire of the boy's heart? What was the comment made by the audience on seeing the picture? Why did the boy say that his heart ached as he did the picture? Why did the boy say that his heart ached as he did the picture? How can one find happiness for one's own life? Then it's called heaven. What does the statement mean? So each of this question is very simple, and read the paragraph 1 or 2 times, then write the answers in your own way and send it my number. Okay, now we can move to the activities from this chapter. So all of you please take page number 88. We can move to the activities. So let's revisit activity 1, short story analysis template. So here you can see a column, a lot of questions are here and one column is empty and you should write the answers of the questions. Template. So the first one, title. What was the title of the story? Yes, the light on the hills. Then who is the author? Do you know who is the author? Yes, Lucy Clifford. So you write the space given, title, the light on the hills. Next one, author, Lucy Clifford. Below that, there are some questions are the setting. Where does the story take place? As you all know that, where does the story take place? Yes, in the field and beyond the house. So where does the setting, where does the story take place? Then characters. Who are the characters in the story? Then characterization. What are the personality traits of each character? So mainly here two characters are there, that is the boy and the girl. Now you should write the features of each characters. What are the talents or what are the personality trait of each characters? Then theme. What is the main idea of the story? What's the importance of the story? What's the main theme of the story? The next one, tone. Describe how you felt reading the story. That means while you're reading the story, what feelings you got. What's the tone of that story? That is while happy, sad, angry, that's something anxious, surprised, something like that. Then imagery. What picture could you visualize as you read the story? So while you read the story, you feel some visualization in that place. So which picture is seen in that story? Then point of view. Yes, your point of view. In whose point of view in the story told? Who is telling the story to you? So in your point of view, who is telling this story? Whether the boy or girl, something else, or the writer itself. You can write your own answers. The last one, conflict. List and describe the different types of conflicts from the story. What are the problems or conflict included in this story? Which of them were internal, self versus self, and which were external, self versus person or society or natural? What are the internal and external conflicts of this story? So complete the table and write it in your textbook itself. Okay. So I hope you understand the first activity. Here are some questions and based on the story you should find out the answers and write it here. That means in your textbook. Now we can move to the second activity. A few of the major incidents of the story are given below. Complete the following flowchart. So here is a flowchart. The main incidents based on the story you should include in the column. So the first, second and fifth one and last one is here. So the other sentence, other main incident you should include. So the first one is, the little sister watched her brother paint the portrait. She suggested a few changes to the picture. Then what's happening after that? You should write the main incidents. Then next, a big tragedy struck their family. So there is a big tragedy. What's the big tragedy? So you can write the next point. What was the big tragedy faced on that family? Then the main incident you can write, and last one, then it is called heaven. So before that, the main incidents you should write in the column. So second activity also you should write it in your textbook. Now we can move to the next one. Let's enrich our vocabulary. So activity 1, here is some fill in the blanks and based on the bracket you should write the answers. So now we can discuss about that. Complete the following by choosing appropriate words from the box given below. The little girl asked the boy to do his work with great dash. So which word is suitable to that place? Once again I will read the question. The little girl asked the boy to do his work with great, yes, the answer is dedication. So the first one is dedication. She asked him to see the dash of the light. Yes, she asked him to see the dash of the sunlight. What's the answer? Glimmer of the sunlight. So the second one is glimmer of the sunlight. In nature, we could listen to the dash of the leaves. In nature, we could listen to the rustling of the leaves. Rustling of the leaves. So first one dedication, second one glimmer, and third one rustling. In nature, we could also hear the dash of streams. In nature, we could also hear the rippling of streams. Rippling of streams. It's a great dash for artists to capture the beauty of nature. Yes, it's a great honor. It's a great honor for artists to capture the beauty of nature. It is definitely a dash to represent nature imperfectly. It's definitely a sin, a word sin, to represent nature imperfectly. The little boy was in a great grief. The little boy was in great grief when he learned about the death of his sister. The boy felt that happiness is something difficult to seize. Last one, seize. So once again, dedication, glimmer, rustling, rippling, honor, sin, grief, and seize. So write all these answers in your textbook. So first three activities you should write it in your textbook. Now we can move to the next one, activity 2, page number 90. You have studied how to use prefixes and suffixes in the previous unit. Yes, I hope all of you know about prefix and suffix. Now identify 8 words from the story which have different suffixes such as ed, ly, s or es. Yes, what's meant by suffixes? Yes, after the word we use some letters or some words. And, full, nes, ing, er and est, separating the root form of suffix. One is done for you. So here is a column. All of you please look at the page number 90. There is a column. Words with suffixes from the story. Root word, suffix. Yes. Yes, so here I write 2 suffixes, that means here suffixes from the story, and second one root word, and third one with suffix is add. So here first one is done here. The first word is watching. Yes, watching. Which word is the root word? Here the suffixes word is watching. And which word came true? Root word? Yes. Watch. This first word, the root word of the word, that is watch. Nothing is in front or after the word. That means the root word of a word. So here watching is the suffixes and the root word of watching is watch. So which suffix is add here? Yes, ing. Here ing form is add. That is the suffixes. So the suffixes from the story word is watching and the root word of watching is watch, and next one suffix. Which suffix we add? Lot of suffixes, that is ed, ly, s or es, full, nes, ing form. These are the suffixes. So here watching is the suffixes word from the story, then the root word of watching is watch and suffixes ing. Now your duty is find out the words from the story while using suffixes. Suffixes means after the word we use a letter, that is suffix. Yes. So now you should find out some words in the story based on the suffixes and find out which word is root word and which letter you add in the suffixes form. So for example, painted. This is the word from the story, painted. So which is the root word of painted? Yes, paint. And which form belong to suffix? Ed. Yes. So I hope you understand what's meant by root word and suffixes. Now find out the other 6 words from the story and root word and their suffix. Okay. So please write this textbook itself. Now we can move to the next one. Activity 3. Look at the following sentences from the story. If I do it badly, it will make them unhappy. It is sin to do anything which might represent the word imperfectly. So please note down the bold words. The underlined words take the prefixes un and im. So I hope that you know the suffix and prefix. Here suffix means after the word and prefix means in front of the word. That means the root word is happy and you should add the prefix, that is un. So that un is prefix. Then imperfectly, im is prefix. The underlined words take the prefixes un and im respectively to form words opposite in meaning the root word. That means while you write a word, the prefixes means opposite. While we use the prefixes, that means opposite. Other prefixes that are often used to the form of the antonym of the root words are in and is. That means here already you know the suffix. Next one, prefix. So here prefix un, im, dis, in. These are the antonyms. That means negative we use for prefixes. Prepare a list of root words and their antonyms using the prefixes mentioned above. Write at least 5 in words with each prefix. So here some words are here. For first one you should write a root word. Then you should write the antonym. What means by antonym? Opposite word of the root word. Here we write. First one we can write courage. So while we courage, which prefix we add? Which prefix is the antonym? Discourage. Discourage. So while this you should find out the words by using prefixes, by the word un, im, dis, in. You can add any words based on this prefixes. Okay. So here at least 5. You should write at least 5 words. For example, incredible. That means imperfect, incorrect, incomplete, insecure, or unkind, unusual, unexpected. You can write words based on this prefixes. Okay. So here I'll write an example for that. This is the root word and the opposite. You should write based on these words. You should write the words. Okay. For example, unhappy, unkind, unexpected. The next one, im, that is imperfect, immortal, like that. Then you can add discourage, then disquality, dislike, anything. The last one in, that is incorrect, incredible, like that. So the third activity is based on the prefixes and second activity is based on suffixes. Now we can move to the next activity. These all things are done it in your textbook. Okay. Now move to the fourth activity. Look at the following sentence from the story. The little sister went to and stood by him watching while he painted. The underlined words in the above sentences are action words and they are in the past tense form. So do you know what's meant by action words? Yes, whether we done something, whether we are doing something, that thing, that means while we are writing is an action word. While we danced. So something like that is action words. Here went, that means while he painted, that's an action word. Read the text and find out how the action words make their past forms from the root word. Do you see any fixed pattern in forming the past tense in the case of a majority of words? What do you call such words? Yes, there are two verbs based on this, that means regular verbs and irregular verbs. So what do you mean by regular verbs and what do you mean by irregular verbs? That means regular verb is use the follows, that means follows a fixed pattern. Regular verbs is based on a fixed pattern. For example, yes, normally V1, V2, V3, as you all know that. Yes, here word is, root word is paint. Then the V2, painted. Then V3, yes, each word paint, and the suffixes is changing, that is ed and ing, that means V1, V2, V3. But this word is same pattern. This type of pattern words are known as regular verbs. But irregular verbs, yes, irregular verbs, that is not in a fixed pattern, that is something change. For example, go, that is V1. V2 is went and V3 is gone. So go, went, gone. This is first word, second word and third word. This is not a same pattern. Each word is different, but this type of verb is known as irregular. The same pattern of the word is known as regular and not a fixed pattern type sentence or type word is known as irregular verbs. So here give 5 examples for such verbs from the content or text. So you should write the same patterns. You should write here 5 columns are there. So you should write the regular verbs. Find out the regular verbs and their V1, V2, V3. Okay. So here give 5 example of such verbs. So first of all you write the regular verbs. For example, paint. Then you should write the space given below, painted, painting. Other sentence you should find out from the textbook. The next question, what do you call verbs which do not follow this pattern? Yes, do not follow the same pattern of the sentence, same pattern of the words. Such type of words is known as irregular verbs. Then based on next one, now prepare a list of such verbs from the story. So irregular verbs, you can write anything. That means go, went, gone. Come, came, come. Then make, made, made. Can, could. Something like that. So, first 5 column you should write the regular verbs, and the second column you should write the irregular verbs and write it in your textbook itself. Okay? Yes. So, up to this, that means page number 88 to page number 91. There are a lot of activities, and these all activities you should write it in your textbook itself. Activity 1, short story analysis. Second one, flow chart. Then third one, fill in the blanks. The next one, suffixes. Then prefix. And next one, regular verbs and irregular verbs. These all activities you should write it in your textbook. Now we can move to the next activity, page number 92. Let's write. Yes. Now I'll say 2 activities. That 2 activities you should write it in your notebook. So here the first question, activity 1. And yet my heart ached as I did it. The boy said, as he went back to the field, I thought of her all the time I worked. Many thoughts must have passed through the mind while painting the pictures. What would those thoughts be? Attempt a diary entry based on the boy's thoughts. Yes, the first activity is diary writing. Here the boy is painting a picture. In that time, while painting time, the boy had a lot of thoughts in his mind. What are the thoughts maybe? So you should write it in the write based on the boy's thoughts. So write a diary of the boy's thoughts. So the first activity is diary of the boy while painting. What was the thoughts of the boy? So first one, I hope you understand, a diary writing of the boy. The next one, activity 2. The boy finally came up with a wonderful painting appreciated by everyone. Yes, finally the boy was done a perfect picture. His little sister's words were the real inspiration behind his achievement. Yes, behind the achievement, the little sister's words inspiring the boy. Having heard of the achievement of the boy, you have decided to send a letter of appreciation to him. Write the letter. So first one is diary and second one is letter writing. So here the boy finally done a perfect picture and all of them appreciated the boy. And the little sister's words was inspiring the boy to make the perfect picture. So you know all the story of that boy. So you should decide to write a letter to the boy. So what would be the letter? Okay. So the first one is diary and second one is letter writing. Now we can move to the third. Study the word verb given below. The verb shows some clues related to the boy and his character. Now prepare a character sketch of the boy using the expressions in the word verb. Yes, here is a word verb. The boy, strong feelings about his sister. Later became a confident artist. Encouragement from his sister. God's strange power. Audience praised his picture. Not confident in beginning. Seems to hear the voice of his dead sister. Loves his sister very much. These are some hints of the characters of the boy. Based on these hints, you should make a character sketch of the boy. So please write this character sketch of the boy in your notebook. The next one. Now construct a similar word verb about the little girl in the story. Mainly 2 characters in the story, that is, one is boy and the second one is a little girl. So some hints of the boy is done here and you should find out the hints of the girl in this word verb. The little girl, what you write some hints, for example, loves her brother. That's one point, loves her brother. Then very confident, she is very confident. That's second point. Then the other points you should include and write a character sketch of the little girl. Here's activity 3 in writing section. Activity 3, 2 character sketch. First one is a boy, the second one is the little girl. So write 2 character sketch in your notebook based on the hints. The boy's hints are done here, and you should find out the girl's hints, and after that, based on that hint, make a character sketch. Now we can move to the next page number 94. Activity 1, let's speak. The boy in the story says, if I do it badly, will it make them unhappy? Every day we engage ourselves in many activities. Some of them make the people around us happy, while some others make them unhappy. Sit in groups and discuss the kinds of things you have done that made your parents, friends and teachers happy or unhappy. You may use the following expression. So here first 2 sentences are there. After that you should make another sentence. My parents were happy when I got highest mark in the exam. We can just talk about that. That means my parents were happy when I got highest mark in exams. That was one sentence. And the next one, then they got annoyed. They got annoyed or they got angry when I disturbed them. We can add that word. They got annoyed when I disturbed them. Then write 2 more sentences. While that means he was sad. That's an expression. Why he was sad, that you should add. Then she was very excited. The next sentence you can add that expression. She was very excited. Why she was excited, that you can write. So write 2 sentences in this textbook. In discussion time we can say this activity more. Okay. Then activity 2. Visit www.youtube.com and watch Sevan Suzuki's speech delivered in the UN Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro. Sevan Suzuki was a 12-year-old girl who spoke at the UN Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro in 1992. Her speech is touching and encouraging. Listen to her speech and find out what makes her speech inspiring. You may also visit www.ted.org for watching more inspiring speeches. Let the learners list down the features of a speech. Conduct a discussion based on the features of a speech. Which of the following do you think are the features of a good speech? Yes, what are the main good features of the speech? Here are some examples. Begins with a salutation addressing the audience. Includes quotation. Includes story, anecdotes, etc. Use humor. Will have a beginning, a middle and an end. Will have properly organized ideas. Will have ideas supported with detailed and examples. Is one in which the speaker uses appropriate body language, eye contact and voice modulation is done to their perfect speech. These are some hints based on the speech. How should you prepare a perfect speech? While making these hints, the speech will be perfect. Now, page number 95, here is a question. Prepare a speech to be presented in the school assembly, highlighting the importance of motivation and hard work to attain success in life. That means you should prepare a speech based on the topic, the importance of motivation and hard work to attain success in life. You are free to include examples from the life of the boy depicted in the story. So you are free to include examples from the life of the boy from the story. Which story? The Light on the Hills. Depicted in the story, The Light on the Hills. So you should write a speech. The topic of the speech is importance of motivation and hard work. So you should write the speech in your notebook or you can write it in your textbook given space. Now we can move to the next one. So in your notebook workers, diary writing, letter writing, character sketch and speech. Then we can move to the next one. Let's discover how grammar works. Activity 1. Look at the following sentences used in the story. If you do your work with dedication and honesty, people will know how hard you have tried. If I want to do my very best, I will do it for the people I love. Please note down the beginning of the sentence. If you, if I, that means the sentence begins with if clause. These sentences deal with a likely situation in the present or future. The situations we describe may not have happened yet, but they are likely to happen because we can easily imagine them happening. These are examples of the first conditional. The situations we describe may not have happened yet, but they are likely to happen because we can easily imagine them happening. How do the sentence begin? How do the sentence begin? If you or if I. Can you move the clauses at the beginning of the sentence to the end without a change in meaning? Can you make a sentence change without any meaning changing? The if you should write at the end. Can you? No. How many verb phrases do you notice in each of the sentences? How many verb phrases you notice in this sentence? Find out which are the verbs included in this sentence. Do they follow a fixed pattern? Do they follow a fixed pattern? Identify the answers of these questions. Can you use any other modal verb instead of will in the main clause? What change occur in the meaning and form if you change the verb in if clause to past and past perfect tense? Record your observations. So, here are some questions. So, you should find out the answers. Try to find out the answers. In discussion time, in our Google Meet discussion time, I will say the answers, or after the class I will give a detailed note of this if clause. Okay. Now, we can move to the activity 2. In the first 2 units, you have learned about noun phrases. Noun phrases usually appear at the beginning of sentence. They can also come toward the end of sentence. Underline the noun phrases in the subject position in the following sentence. You may also identify the head nouns in each. So, here are some sentences. You should find out the noun phrase, as you all know that what's meant by noun. So, in next class, we can take it as detail in this activity 2 section. Now, it's time to wind up today's class. So, I hope you understand today's activities of all. So, if there is any doubt, you can call me or WhatsApp me. Today, we have learned a lot of activities are there. So, let's do this work very perfectly. So, now it's time to wind up today's class. I hope you understand very well. Thank you.